Hello, YouTube. I am your TV host, Neon Ninja 03. Well, not TV host, well, YouTuber host, anyways. Point today is I was talking to a friend of mine, and they asked me to do something different. They wanted to learn the whole history of the Transformers, and I'm not just talking about the recent, like, Optimus Prime just came out of the sky out of nowhere, and there was the creators. No, 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 no. The Michael Bay style, not accurate. That's not the full story. Michael Bay and the writers did not do it right. There is so much history. There is so much I cannot even emphasize. That's going to take me at least 10 to 12 episodes of 15 minutes of lectures learning about the history of Transformers. Now, YouTube, if you don't want anything to do with Transformers, I'm going to be calling these episodes the Transformers related books, the lost history of the Transformers. These moments are now. Someone is going to learn something from this. You guys, if you really take it in, you're going to learn a lot. I'm going to tell you. You're going to learn how a Transformer transforms, what makes them able to do their unique things, how do they fly, where did they get their names, how do they come into different shapes and sizes, how are they always multiplying, why they stop multiplying. All of that will be answered in this long series that I actually will enjoy because I love Transformers a lot. And a fan of mine asked me this personal favor, and I said, sure, I'm Neon Ninja. I'll do it. Now, before anyone can get to the beautiful Generation 1 T-Cog, which probably won't make any sense to you guys right now because you are Transformer illiterate. From now on, you basically know nothing about Transformers until you know this story. Now, let me say this, YouTube. There are thousands of versions of the story, rewritten and written and written time and time again. And I'm going to tell you what I've taken from all these stories. And I'm going to put it together. I'm going to take the biggest jigsaw puzzle and put it back together and make the jigsaw puzzle's pieces fit. Now let's begin years and years and years before Earth was even a thing. Before it all came, there were two mega transformers. If you guys know the sizes of Metroplex or Fortress Maximus, which are thousands of feet tall, they are nothing. They're like a speck compared to the two true titans. These mere robots, there were two of them. They were powerful, they were ginormous, and they were dangerous. One was called Primus. The other was Unicron. Primus was the good guy. He was the original Transformer. Unicron was the planet Devourer. He ate all the planets, which weren't much at the time, but he still ate. And they clashed and they collided and they battled for eons. But for some reason, in the blacked out text, we don't know why, but some reason, Primus just transformed and stopped fighting Unicron. And alas, here's where we begin our true story. The story of the 13. Now, 13 is considered unlucky, bad, terrible, and just. We fear 13. Well, guess what? Autobots and Decepticons, human learners, prepare to be corrected. The 13 is a powerful, significant number. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with 13. They were called the 13 Primes. Now there are thousands of details to pour over on just the amount. Now there are 13 Primes. The first warrior was named Prima. He was the most similar to being like Primus. And he was the eldest of all of the Primes. He was the firstborn. He was powerful, and he willed a powerful weapon that will come back to help us. The Star Saber. Star Saber, we'll find out its importance in many millennia from now. Vector Prime was the second Autobot warrior. Though, just the warrior. There's no Autobot and Decepticons yet. That's not for millennia. Then there was the third. The first Archivist. And the one and only Alphatron. He wrote everything that happened. The first ever female warrior, Solus Prime. And the Forge of Solus? That'll be explained. Solus Prime was the warrior's craftsman. Well, craftswoman, to be fair. Next was Micronus Prime of the warriors. Next was Alchemist Prime. Then the next one is now the grandfather of heroes, Nexus Prime. The next is the first beast, Onyx Prime. After that, we have Homologous Prime, Quintus Prime, Liege Maximo. Why do I feel like I missed someone? I think I missed Micronus. I got you. Yep. Number 12 is Megatronus. That will be explained later. Then there was just the 13th Prime. That was his name given. The 13 Primes were formed. They were created by Primus himself. Their mission: to kill Unicron. To not let Unicron survive. He must pay. And at first, the 13 warriors were unsure if they could even defeat them. It was a battle of wit, tactics, and great heroes. They eventually did kill Unicron. The 13 worked together. The Combiner, the smallest of the 13. They killed Unicron, but at a price they were not ready to pay for, nor did they see it coming. You see, there was a weapon that was created. It was for Megatronus. You see, Primus is Cybertron. There was so much blood that was spilt, so much anger. You see, Solus Prime, being the Forge, she died, but not by a natural cause. Megatronus killed her. Vengeance, anger, things that will come in due time. She died. Then there was a war between the primes themselves. Something that could have been avoided. Something that was an unsuitable death. A few of the primes were left. Solus died and a couple others. I'm not sure of their names, but their fates were sealed. And here's what happens next. They decided that all the 13 primes were too powerful. They hid their weapons. And they created something where they all sacrifice their souls, their life, their sparks, except for one. It was a road. They only spared one. And he was needed to stay alive, to keep things going on, making sure Cybertron stayed safe. They created here's what they created. The Well of All Sparks. This is where history begins. Alphatron was the only one left. No one needs to know about the 13's powers. He never mentioned his powers. And that's where we leave off the lesson today. What happened? They won, but paid a great price. The 13th, gone to the Well of All Sparks. Onyx, gone into the Well of All Sparks. Some chapters in Cybertronian history are dark and riddled. Others are very long, and if you want the full details, the very gruesome details in the story time reading, I'll be more than happy to. But today, it was just about the main idea. You think this was a long story? There's ones that are much longer than this. Get ready for the cold, dark pain of Cybertron. There's a lot of political madness. Things that could have stopped the war. There's so many times we could have changed it, altered it, but we didn't. Anyways, YouTube, this is NeonNinja03, and until next time, I hope you enjoyed this first episode of the Transformers series, fan requested, and thank you for being an amazing fan, for asking me to do this. Thank you. Good job, good job, good job. Alright, YouTube, until next time, check me out at Instagram, neon_ninja, and if you want to know little sneak peeks or details by me, just say you want to know about it, and bye, YouTube.